Hey, Tiff Marshall here to chat with you for a quick second. So when you come in, make sure you say hey Tiff so I can say hey back to you. And that applies to replay viewers as well. If you're watching replay, just make sure you drop replay in the comments below. Like for real, for real. So like if you're not watching this live, make sure you say replay like for real. And if you're watching, hello, how are you? And again, make sure you say hey Tiff. So going to quickly run through 4 of my productivity tips that I want to share with you. And they're easy to use, they're easy to follow. You can do them. The only thing is you got to do them. Only thing is you got to do them, right? Because it's easy to feel like we're getting things done, but we're not really getting things done. So I like to share these tips. And a lot of the content that I come before you with is information that people ask me in my DM. Hey, Alicia. Oh, wait. And Langston. Langston, I have to always say hey to Langston because when I would say hey to his mom, he would always be like, why does she speak to me? So I like to say, hey to everybody and the babies. Langston, I used to say little Einstein, but let's just say he's little Langston, right? We don't have to, he's his own Einstein himself. So the first thing that I do to be productive, hey Valerie, how are you? I like to question myself. Like I am a critic of myself first. I think it's so important to prune myself because how can I be out here trying to help other coaches and consultants and just, be inspiration to other people and I'm not sharpening myself. So I make sure I sharpen myself. I have friends that sharpen me and it is rewarding. It always doesn't feel good, but we got to do that because, we don't want to just be up in the limelight of social and just, filtering things, editing things like we're just perfect. We want to sharpen ourselves and work on ourselves behind the screen. So the first thing that I do, all right, number one, the first thing I do to be productive, all right, is I make sure that my phone is on Do Not Disturb, right? So most of the day, sometimes all of the day, my phone is on Do Not Disturb because I really cannot do alert all day. For me personally, when my father passed away, when my best friend was murdered, 2 different days and years. But on both occasions, I picked up my phone and it was just like full of alerts. Like I have never, how back in the day, you would block somebody and then you'll take them off block, or when you turn on your phone after it being turned off for whatever reason, all those alerts just populate your screen both occasions it happened like that for me. For my dad, I was at work all day. And for whatever reason that day, I had my phone legit away because I was like, I don't need to be on the phone at work all day. I legit had my phone away the whole day. I didn't pick it up, not during my lunch break. And then at that time I was a cheer coach. So I was after school and then I had a text message from my mom that says, call me. And you know how you could just feel that tone from your mama? Through the text message, and she had called me several times too. So I was like, what happened? So that's, she told me about my father. Should I call your uncle, X, Y, and Z? And then the next occasion was my business friend. And most of you all know who she was. We were tight. We were tight. We had dreams. We had aspirations. And when she was taken from this earth, I woke up to all those messages. So for one, personally, I don't like to have alerts all day. That's one reason why I can't do group chats. I try to stay away from group chats. I silence them immediately because just all those messages going off all day just is not for me. It works for some people. Some people like that. Some people can cope with it. I just cannot. And having been in the social media marketing world for 9 years, being a marketer, we are in the news. We are social listening. We are watching. We are writing. We are thinking. We are strategizing. My mind space was always in media, in articles, watching and tracking consumer behavior. I, as a person, cannot do group chats, group messages, text messages, constant. I cannot. So for me and my sanity and my tranquility of life, I have my phone on Do Not Disturb, right? Because I want to measure, or I want to filter, or I just want to pace myself. And for me, one day I had to sit and think. I was like, Tiffany, if you answer every phone call and every text message right away, you're not getting anything done. Now, there are sometimes, well, most of my business relationships, honestly, we get things, we meet differently. We meet differently. We communicate differently. We execute whole projects, and we don't have to speak to each other verbally more than 100 words. But that's just how our teams are set up. So I have my phone on Do Not Disturb at certain times of the day because I just feel like, we have to just restructure our days with peace and order. And it also sets boundaries. There used to be a point in my life where I was okay emailing, receiving and sending emails all times a day. I was okay with receiving and sending text messages all kinds of day. But I had to place a boundary amongst myself. Does it make sense? Somebody put boundaries in the comment. Boundaries. It is not okay for me. That's me. I am not going to text you at 9, 10, 11 p.m. about business. That's just something that I choose not to do because I don't want anyone to do it to myself. And most times, and just let's be honest and transparent here. Okay, come a little closer. Most times when people text you or call you, it's not for the benefit of you. It's for the benefit of them. It's for something that they need. So I found myself pouring out so much, and then I was empty. I found myself doing so much for so many things and so many people. But then in the day, there was no one here to help Tiffany. There was no one here to help Tiffany grow, to help Tiffany's businesses get better. So Do Not Disturb is one thing that I do to make sure that, listen, I have some peace of mind and that I have sprints. I have sprints. I have moments in time where I'll respond to text messages or I'll respond to emails, but it's not all day. Because who's a witness? You can open up an email and then that email triggers to like, you're just emailing all day. And then that's not even income producing activity. You've been emailing and texting all day, and yeah, so that's just a whole time management piece. So that's the first thing I do to manage my time. So try it out. It'll be a little adjustment, especially if you're used to getting emails and texts all the time. You want to pick up your phone every second. Listen, you will get so much peace. And you'll find out that everything is not an emergency. And for some people, if you don't reply to them right away, guess what? They'll find somebody else to do it. And then you realize, ta-da, we can all find a solution. All right. So that's number one. The second thing I do is I have a Focus Keeper app on my phone. And it literally, I get an alert and you can schedule an alert. Hey, Miss Katrina. I know I'm grown when I said Miss Katrina. I use a Focus Keeper app. So you can schedule when you want your alert, but the alert literally comes on your phone and it says, let's get some work done. And so I put that app on and I'll schedule it for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, 60 minutes, or where I'm just going to focus on a single task. I just focus on that task and I don't do anything else. There are also some apps that will allow you to silence your phone. It will allow you to silence your phone so you don't get any alerts. I also, on my desktop, on my laptop, I have, it's called, I think it's called Facebook Eradicator or it's a Timeline Eradicator. And basically what that does is when I log onto Facebook, I don't see anything but a quote. Can I share my screen? Let me see. When I log onto Facebook, I don't see anything but a quote. So I don't see any of the timeline. I just see that quote. So I'm not scrolling and doing anything. So let me see if I can share that with you all very quickly. Yeah. Can you all see that? That's how my timeline looks when I log on to Facebook. Cool. Because it's easy for anybody to get caught up in the scrolling and all that good kind of stuff. So no, I have to focus, okay? So that's the second thing that I do to use my time wisely and be productive. The third thing that I do is virtual co-working. And so on Sundays, I host virtual co-working, and it's along the same premise. We log online Everybody works on what they want to work on, and we just focus and we just chill. Well, we don't chill, but it's like a sprint to get something done within that 60 minutes. It's a discipline that we build up, because many times we're only one decision away from our next level. You're only one chapter away from finishing your book. You're only a few classes away from finishing your master's, your PhD, your trade, whatever it may be. But we just got to focus. We're so busy. Do you see how much people despise quarantine? Do you see how we fell in love with being busy and being all over the place? Now, I get it. We need community. We need connection. That's great for our mental health. But do you just see how, like, we just fought? We literally fought having to be still for a moment. That's because we're so wired to just being doing and doing it. It's just so much. So virtual co-working is on Sundays at 7, and we just get on, and it's a beautiful time because we just focus on what we need to focus on. Women journal. They pray for that hour. We've had women do their meal prep during that period of time. We had people schedule all their emails, their social media content, whatever it is that you need to be doing. It's a great time. And it's even a great time for you to sit your kids out and be like, you know what? Go over there and play or read that book that I bought for you. It's a great time to sit and study your Bible. We do a lot of reading and posting scriptures and the feel-good scriptures, but do we really study? One reason why I haven't went and got my PhD, and this is my personal take on it, I studied hard for my bachelor's. I studied hard for my master's. I'm a good student. I study. But I was like, I need to study the word the same way. So I do virtual co-working. So if you're just coming in, hey, I'm Tilk. Make sure you say hey, Tilk, so I can say hey back to you, especially if you're watching replay as well. Miss Katrina says, frustrated but just existing. Ooh, that's good. Ooh, just existing. Ooh, yes. And I think I even found myself now that moment in life before, like, dang, like I'm just here. Like I want to do better, or yes. And we can ease our frustrations by just being clear and having some clarity. I really like that. Thank you for sharing that. That makes so much sense. So I'm just giving you all some tips on what I do to be productive, because we can think we're being productive, but we're really not. Like, what is the fruit of all your business? Past the Facebook photos, y'all gonna hear me say that a whole lot, because we love having stuff just to post the photos. We love going to events just to post the photo, but what was the impact? I don't care if you had the Facebook banner, if you had the profile photo, I don't care. Hey, Missy Better, how you doing? What was the impact? What was the fruit of what you did? What happened after you posted the photo? So I'm sharing what I do to be productive and get things done for me. Not, your job or anything, but you personally. So the first thing I do is I put my phone on Do Not Disturb. I know it may sound harsh, but go back and make sure that you watch the beginning of this video to see why I have my phone on Do Not Disturb. I use the Focus Keeper app. The third thing I do is virtual co-working. I'll drop the link so that you could join virtual co-working with us. And the fourth thing I do to be very productive is sleep. Ta-da! I used to be team no sleep, and that's so silly. When your mom used to say, the older I get, the older I get. And I would always laugh, like, Grandma, what in the world? I think it's like now that she's no longer on the earth, I couldn't just remember everything she used to say. And it's true. It's like the older you get, the older you get. And your body needs sleep. And sleep without, apology, rest. Cut the phone out. Like, if you text me and I'm in my bed, you'll get a response later. My friends know. Winter will tell you. And Winter and I, we talk all day. We don't talk all day, but we work on projects together. So by way of that, we communicate and we have our boards and stuff. She know if I don't respond back, she can take her nap. Yes, Miss Katrina. It's called Facebook. Oh, I'm sorry. It's called Newsfeed Eradicator. Newsfeed Eradicator. Yes. And it just blocks. It's a Google Chrome extension. And it just, it helps me. Because some days I don't want to get on social because of just social is social. But get yourself some sleep, get yourself some proper sleep. And you also have to have some type of bedtime ritual, some routine, like where you might want to sit and jot your gratitudes for that day. You might want to sit and read a scripture, like relax your mind, relax your body. My friend Alyssa, I can't tag her, but I'm going to tag her. And I should do a live with her. She has this whole routine with her kids. I think Portia does it as well. I know Portia, she turns on like instrumental music for her children. And she said, okay, it's time to prepare for bed. I know Alyssa's kid they have like a play area. They have to clear up their play area. And, you know, they have to take their baths. Like they have this whole routine. And I found myself having to have that because I would literally like finish work and just dash in the shower, dash in bed. But I didn't rest because my body was still wired. I was still going. So one thing I do is I have journals all over the place, but I have journals for specific things. So here's one journal, and I have my planner, and I check off. This is what helps me relax. I check off what I've done for that day, what I'm going to do for tomorrow. I sit and pause what needs to be done next week. I sit and write what I'm grateful for and thankful for that day. And, you know, I might look at something funny that helps me to relax, but you have to have something that helps you to relax and go to sleep, because you will be productive when you have clarity of mind and peace in your mind, right? We have to stop being busybodies. We have to stop doing everything for everybody. We need to have goals and actions that align to match those goals. Yes, Miss Katrina, listen, I think that we all can identify with that, being serial scrollers, because it's so easy. And it's not by happenstance that these apps are like this. Scroll up, scroll down, swipe right, swipe left, because they know it's easy and they want us on their apps for a long period of time. I get it. These apps are user friendly and it's so easy to scroll. Do you know how fast time goes by when you just scroll online? So again, I hope these productivity tips help you. I think there's at least one or two that you can start using. The first is silence your phone. Put your phone on do not disturb. You know, even if you have children, you know, if you have children, you don't want to do it, then Mr. Miller say amen. You know, it's true. It's true. And I had to, and this is just like a little caveat that I share with my friends. I don't mind sharing with you all, but I legit was asking myself the other day, I was like, am I on track? Have I become lukewarm? Like, am I in my word enough? Like, there is so much going on that I think that we are blind to, and we have to just get back on track. I think that evil is rising. I think that there are so many things that are rising because we are off post. We are not on our A game as we should be. So that's a whole nother lie. But I put my phone on do not disturb. I make sure that I use my Focus Keeper app to have like dash times where I focus. And there are many different apps that will help you focus. You're absolutely welcome. I do virtual co-working. I'll drop the link. Join us for virtual co-working. And I sleep. There's some other things, but those are the basic things. So tag a friend. Please like this video and share this out. I hope it has been helpful. And if you watch a replay, don't forget to say hey too. And make sure you drop a replay in the comments. Until next time, y'all.